Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Delta Racing competition here in Belgium. I'm Ben Rwaggy McConnell, and it feels so good to have that intro said one more time. But joining me in the commentary booth is my good friend and accomplice, Meester. How you doing?
Yo, what's up? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I have realized though you are very quiet, and that is all my bad. But whilst I'm quickly adjusting your volume, I'm also going to talk about the driver's standings because Bika is currently topping it. He's 93 points in, and he is looking very cozy at the top with Yonti there chasing him for 71, and it's a close battle between him and Yolta, who's on 70. Bottas Gang is 4th on 66. If my eyes aren't deceiving me, that's right, and Dan was right behind him. And in terms of like the rest of the grid, it's all pretty stacked. Like there's no real like clear winners as to who's where. Just one simple great position could easily jump you up a couple of places. I mean, look at that. There's 1 point between Just Ice and Busted that separates from 21, and then the same for Livid, and then the same for Daniel. Nixana's a bit further away off, but then even there is all the way down. It's all the same. And yes, you can see my name at the bottom. Yes, I scored 2 points, but I realized my calling. It's in the commentary booth, and that's why I'm here, okay? Constructors standings, there we go. Mercedes at the top with 135. Toro Rosso in second with 100. Ferrari there in third with 84. Haas, who were very severely injured by my performances, are there on 75, with Renault in fifth on 74. Now, Meester, this circuit is not easy, is it? Let's be honest. You've got some really tough areas to go after, and you can see it there on the screen. You've got 19 turns in total, 4.3 miles. It's one of the longest circuits on the calendar, but there are plenty of DRS zones and tow zones to go after if you want to try and get a couple of paces changed. Elevation changes more dramatically in Eau Rouge Radio, which you're about to see in this beautiful hot lap here. So run up towards turn 1 is a DRS straight, brake about the 100-meter board, and slow your car right down to about gear 2. Turning quite nicely, but you want to get on the power as early as you can without running wide, because this is one of the longest, fastest areas of the circuit on the entire calendar. You go through the very beautiful Eau Rouge into Radion, and we've seen plenty of crashes here over the years, and now it's another DRS straight all the way down the Camel Straight, charging up to the beautiful chicane of Lake Coombe. Now make sure you brake right when you see the board on the right side, there it is, and then get right down to about gear 4, hit the inside curves quite nicely, but don't accelerate too early because you want to bring yourself right back over to the left, cut the curb on the right side, don't touch the gravel on the left because you will absolutely bin it. Brake when you see the curb on the left, get yourself down to about gear 3, 2 if you need to get the extra rotation, but then you will be short shifting back to 3. Go through the corner with no name. Make sure you get the exit just right again. Don't hit the wall. Very easy to completely ruin your front wing there if you do. And now Pouon, where we've seen many people rotate here, me included, where if you touch the inside curb just too much, you can very easily bin it. And now coming up to yet another chicane, but this one is a bit more drawn out. You know, it's a long right-hander, long left-hander, and again, get the exit just right, but this is the more important one because this is a double right-hander and the exit has to be crisp. You cannot screw this up because, again, it's another long run. It's not a complete straight, you know, there's a lot of bends to it, but you are flat out the entire through as we come up towards Blanchimont. Another, again, slipstream opportunity you can very easily overtake if you do it right. Coming into a very hard braking zone of the bus stop chicane, brake at the 100-meter board, get yourself down to gear 2, and this is the important corner as well. Don't get too early on the accelerator, don't go too hard on the accelerator, otherwise you will lose it as we go on to another home straight run through the circuit. Now we are going to go into the game where we are already underway with the qualifying, and I guess the only thing really to ask you here and now, Mr. Meester, sir, is what's your top 3 predictions?
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask me that.
This is why people hate when I commentate with him, because they're like, he's going to do it to me. He's absolutely going to do it to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought about it earlier. But I think Bika is going to make a good chance for the win, or at least pole position. John Team actually does, and Dan, who I know is very fast on this track.
Is that your 1, 2, 3, 5? Are we doing it in that order? So what was it? Bika, Yonti, Dan, right?
Yeah, maybe not that order, but those three are
I need a firm 1, 2, 3. I got to do it. I've got to do it to you. I need a firm 1, 2, 3.
I think Jonty, Bika, Dan.
That's actually pretty much what I was going to go for. I think the only person who I think is probably going to spice that up a little bit is maybe Yolta. Like, he is fast. Yeah, he's checked in the time, but it's not quite enough as Yonti smashes that one into the bin. 4/10 faster with a 1:42.947. Yeah, just going to what I was saying. Well, sorry?
I've completely forgot about the Bottas gang. He's also a pretty good contender for the win here.
Do you believe he'll do it?
No. I'm not gonna undo it.
So I'll give you one last chance to change your top 3 prediction then. Are you going to stick with what you got, or are you going to change
yes,
it?
Yes, I'm sticking.
You're sticking? Okay, so what was it? Yonti, Dan, Beaker, right?
Yeah, Jesus. Jonty, Bika, Dan.
Okay, cool. I'm going to change up just slightly. I actually think Yonti's still going to get on pole. I think Yolta's going to be second, and I can't decide whether it's going to be Beaker or Dan, but I think I'm going to have to settle with my boy Beaker for P3. I think he's got pace. It's just he's not. He's not? Oh, no. What? Yolta, you let me down. He's in the standings and he's not even here. All right, well, never mind. Scratch that. Okay, well, Yonti, Beaker, and then Dan in that case. I don't want to be the same as you, but I kind of have to because I think you've got it nailed on the head, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I chose for it.
Okay, well, we have got some cars coming up to finish a lap. I think Busted's on one now. Yes, here he goes across the line. He does a 1:44.044. And then Dennis chucked himself up there. Look at that. He's only just over a tenth outside of Yonti's time. He's starting to show some pace.
That's a good banker for him.
Yeah, great. I mean, this early on in the session, we still got to wait for the track to evolve yet. And they're chucking in lap times like this. Maybe we'll see a low 42.
Yep. Hopefully.
We have got
drivers can maybe get a tow together, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Yonti. I was going to say Yonti might get one from Beaker, but I just realized they're not teammates because I was his teammate and I let him down. So my apologies, Yonti. They might. I mean, you never know. Beaker and Yonti are good friends anyway. They may give each other the tow just to help each other out, but they are direct competitors. You know, they are absolutely competing with each other to see who can be on the top step. I'm yet to see Beaker get a lap time on. He did invalidate his first run. I'm also surprised that we're seeing people on the softs so early. I know that the softs are definitely the tire to be on, but I don't know, maybe... Is there going to be rain? Potential for rain, right?
If there would be rain, I don't think there will be anyone on hards. And seeing Nixana is on hards, I don't think it's going to rain.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's just doing it just to... If he's not... Well, if he's not paid attention to the weather report, then he could have missed that. Alternatively, if he's gone for a... if he's gone out on the hards, it might be that he's just trying to chuck himself in and feel how comfortable it might be. Or maybe he's going to go for that medium to soft strategy if there is no rain. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, Nixana just almost bended in Puon. Speaking of the devil.
2 laps in on these hards, you'd have expected them to be at the right temperature by now. If they're not quite feeling right, then it's a little bit concerning. But we do have some guys doing some outlaps ready to finish. So right now, I think we have Nick Siner's furthest up the field. Then you got Wicked Pony, who has yet to put a time on the board, but also out on the softs, along with Yappy and along with Beaker.
Beaker's just starting his lap now. He's going through the first corner, which I always forget the name of.
I don't remember that name actually either.
The Source, I think.
The most important section of the track here. It's the most fun anyway. Over Rouge Radion, as you come to the top of it, you're just peeking over the top and go, hoping there's no collisions when you get to the top of it. So far, so good, nice and clean, but he did invalidate, I think, by the time he got to Sector 2, so let's see if he can avoid that this time around. Yep, looks okay so far, as we lost Mr. Nathan, who hopefully should get back in pretty soon. Beaker still going around. It looks pretty casual. It doesn't look like he's trying to throw the car around and get some ridiculous pace out of it. It's quick, don't get me wrong, but is this going to be Yonti quick? I don't think so.
I think it's banker. He's wanting to set a banker because you haven't set a time yet.
Yeah, it's odd that he's gone for mode 4 so early on as well. I mean, it's a little bit of a straight, granted, but you're already about a third DRS remaining, and you haven't even yet got to the one of the longest straight areas, fastest areas. Oh, they did get a purple sector too, so maybe he's about to shut my mouth clean up as he comes through to Blanchimont.
See about like 20 seconds time. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like that at least. Here we go then to the bus stop chicane. Make sure your entrance is clean, Beaker. Yep, nice and tidy. Ooh. This is a pretty tight lap, actually. It's the exit here that's going to be crucial. He short shifted up, and I think that will help him. He gets to P2, and actually, whilst, in fairness, he didn't beat Yonti, but 0.05 of a second away from Yonti's time. I mean, my mouth is well and truly shut up right there.
Yeah, and seeing how that lap wasn't really on point. No, I wouldn't say not on point, but I think he he can get a lot more time out of it.
Yeah. Well, LDV is prepping for another push, and along with that is Yonti's teammate, that is Lennart, who's just crossed the line to start, with Yonti coming up shortly behind him. We have a few hot laps that are yet to be finished. I think Wicked Pony is going to be the next one to the line, so we'll see now. Bus stop chicane to do, and then straight after that we'll go to Yappy. Get the acceleration right, you got it. I said push, go to the line. Is it going to be quick enough? It is a little bit better, but it is a 1:44.4 is what he's got. Let's see what Yappy does. Yappy's in the pits. Decided that that wasn't a lap time he wants to chuck on, but Just Ice is coming. Nope, not Just Ice. Dennis, sorry, is on the out lap, ready to go. Xana's now swapped to go to the soft tyres, so potential for rain maybe in the race. I mean, this is a circuit where we have seen, not just in F1, but across all sports, as Bottas Gang puts himself on the pole position sit, 42.889. So it's only slightly faster than Yonti, but still, it's now pole position. Provisional pole is his.
Yep, I read out of some pretty secure sources that Bottas Gang had at 42.6 in another league. So there might be still some time frame on another lap.
Well, I just seen Yonti make a big mistake through the corner with no name, and now his lap is ruined. Probably his tyres as well. I didn't see any damage on the car. It looks like he just lost it, I guess, through the awkward right-hander. But I don't know. He seems okay other than that. Where's Nixana? He's going through Rouge Radion. We have a Ferrari coming to the home straight. It is LDV, crosses the line, goes P11, half a tenth faster, but that's not enough to get into the top 10, and realistically, he needs to find 3 more tenths at least in order to just jump into the top 10. But as we get further in the session, you're going to end up running out of pace, you're going to end up running out of time if you don't get a move on and find some time, literally.
I think there's enough time for people to set another lap now.
Yeah, for sure. It's just the fact that he's struggling to get a lap time in that's like low 43s. And you're seeing these guys, obviously look at that. Low 43s is kind of like the top, from P4 onwards. So Dennis has just improved. Look at that. He's 4,000ths of a second ahead of Yonti. Jeez.
This is impressive. Really close. You wouldn't say that about this track because a long track it is. Because, yeah, there's a lot of time to gain.
Yeah, tons of time to gain. Like I say, I think we may see sort of mid 142s, and I thought we would see low 42s, but it looks like the majority of the drivers are going flat out at the beginning, and not really able to chuck their lap times that bit further down. But there's still 4 and a bit minutes to go, and we're not yet at my favorite time of the session, but we are about to hit there almost certainly. Nixana crosses a 144.164, so P15 at best for him right now. Is definitely going to need to come in, change boots, and go as quick as he can. But looking at the time, he's severely running out of it. Like 1:43 is a really good time. He's currently got 4 minutes 20 to go before the session is ended. He's got to do a lap to come bring the car in, then got to change the boots, then get back out again, do an out lap, and as long as you can do that in time to cross the start line, you're fine. But then you have to make sure you have a one-shot wonder where you don't make a mistake, and the pressure that can amount to there is so strong.
I might be able to make that. He will be in the pits at 2 minutes 30. So if he's quick, he can get out again.
Okay. In terms of the top 4, they're all seriously close. They're all separated by just about a tenth, slightly over. We have had a Renault as well. Is that Nixana? It is Nixana. So the time needed to get back has just been drastically reduced, as well as his right wing has been damaged as well. No end plate and a little bit of elements missing. He's in some serious danger now.
Oh, it's enough time, I think. But let's just dramatize it and say that he might not make it.
I genuinely believe he won't have enough time. Think about it. If it was a 1 minute 30, right, as a hot lap, then, to do 2 of them, so to do an out lap and a hot lap, you're looking at about 3 minutes, and that's if he was going flat out on both of them. Now we're at the 3 minute mark, and he's not yet at the pits. I don't think he's going to make it, honestly.
He might make it, but it will be cutting close.
Very close. That time. It's the time. It's the calm before the storm, as majority of the drivers are in the pits prepping for that final push. Who's going to go on the softs? Anybody going to try and spice things up and go on the mediums? I mean, oh, Dowie almost scared me there. I saw the mediums flash for a split second, but no, back to the softs again. And Busted, who has backed out of the lap earlier, is going to be bringing the car in. Is he? Or is he going to go? Yeah, he's coming in. I think that's the right decision.
Okay, I think the timing is glitched for us, so there's probably more time left than it says for us.
Oh, really? Okay, well, we'll have to just wing it, I guess, in that case. We'll just wait for the checkered flag to fall and then see how it goes. But Wicked Pony has started a hot lap. It's very early on into it, but a lot of pressure on the shoulders now. 144.4 was the best that Wicked Pony could chuck in. Realistically, you're going to need to go way faster than that if you want to be able to achieve anything to get towards the top 10. You know, the gap right now is 8/10 between P17 and the top 10. So a little bit of worries going around for Racing Point. So I'm told that if the timing is where we are being told it is, then Nixana should have enough time. But as it stands, still in the pits. Wouldn't be enough time if it came out now. Bottas Gang, though, also on a hot lap. We are seeing other drivers working their way around as well. Both the Toro Rossos are actually out. I don't know if any of them are going to give each other a tow. Beaker is in there with Dower. Yellow flag sector 2. Is that an Alpha I've just seen that's made a mistake, or is he backed off? I think he's just backed off. Okay, well, stay focused on the times that are about to creep on now. We have a Williams going around. I think that's Yappy. Yes, it is. Yappy will have to go again on these tyres or just chuck it into the pits. And that's it. Okay, so Yappy cannot improve. P16 at best for Yappy. There's not enough time to get around, I believe. You have to be on your way out right now if you want to achieve it. That's why everyone else is out, except there's a few people actually still sat in the pits. Busted, Fluffy Balls, and Nathan are all still in the pits. Yappy's just come in. So I'm actually a little bit concerned for everyone else. Nixana invalidated on the outlap.
Oh, that's not a problem. Spoilers Gang actually was in a lap, but I think he validated because he backed off, so he's going for another lap now.
Just Eyes has just started a lap as well. We've just done Oru's right now, going on the Camel straight now. And you can see the yellow flag towards the bus stop chicane. That is just drivers slowing down and getting themselves a little bit of space, so when they go, they're not going to run into the back of anybody. You also don't want to wait too long. Your tyres will cool down pretty drastically, and you will lose a lot of grip if you do.
Yep, that's not what you want.
So whilst our clock on the left says time remaining 0, it is actually a little bit further away than that. So wait for the checkered flag to fall, and we'll see if anybody's stuck in. Mr. Nathan and Fluffy Balls are not going to be able to improve, though. Unless Fluffy Balls is already on a hot lap. Nope. Oh, he's disconnected, didn't he? That would explain it. Oh, Wicked Pony's just chucked in a purple sector 2, and I don't know if that's a graphical glitch or whether or not it was actually a purple sector 2, but if Wicked Pony can chuck in a lap time that matches those that had the fastest sector 2 before, then Wicked Pony could jump from P15 right the way up the field to be like around P6, P7, so keep an eye out. Here we go through the bus stop chicane. Oh, mistakes were made. A bit of a lock-up there on the right side. Coming through the final corner now. Get the accelerator pin. And yes, it is. Here we go to the line. Is it going to be enough? It's a 12th place. A 143.944. And the hundredths of a second needed just to jump up a couple of places were so marginal.
Yeah, I think it will be...
oh, Yonti.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hello.
A 142.622 is ridiculous. Well done, you. Lennart, your teammate, is coming up behind you. Doesn't seem to have any ERS remaining, so I don't know where he burnt it all, but to the line, doesn't improve. He's actually slightly slower. We do have a load of cars coming to the line now. We've got a Toro Rosso coming. I think Beaker's coming. Yes, P2, 142.702 for him. We have an Alpha coming as well, which was Just Ice. He's coming into the pits. And now we have the other Toro Rosso, which is Dower, who is P9 at the minute and will improve, but it's just not enough to go anywhere. Stays P9.
Yep, I was right for my 1-2, but not for my third.
Bottas Gang couldn't improve. Here comes Nixana then, around the final corner as well. Going to be a hard push to get it. P16 at the moment with a 144.1. Is it enough to jump? It is, but it is a P12 at best for Nixana. And that will be the end of the qualifying session. Yonti will start on pole. And I think we both pretty much nailed it. I didn't see he was P3. Luckily, we'll get a rundown now, so we can confirm if I was right or not. Oh, it was Dennis.
Yep.
Wait, Dan actually much further down than we originally thought.
Almost. Still very close, though.
Yeah, very close indeed. But qualifying rundown is as follows. Yonti is on pole with a 142.622. Beaker there in second with Dennis in third. Bottas Gang fourth. Dan in fifth with Dane in sixth. Sander in seventh. Just Ice in eighth with Dower in ninth. Lennart rounds out the top 10 and just about the 1 second margin as LDV is the best of the rest with a 143.644. Then it goes Nixana, Mr. Nathan, Wicked Pony, Fluffy Balls, Busted, and Yappy. Now, we've seen the qualifying, you've seen the pace. And I'm going to wait for the weather first before I ask you because, you know, I like to give you a little bit of information to work with, but it is sunny. Look at it. Couldn't be any clearer if you tried. So we're going to see probably a soft to medium strategy more than likely, but I want to see what you've got for me in your top 3 prediction.
I think, and I hope, from the last race that Yonti wins because he deserves it since he disconnected in the lead last race. And I think Bika and I think still Dan has it in him to get to third.
No, I mean, he's starting P5, like I say, so with this track being the kind of track that it is, it's all about making sure you don't lose the train that's ahead of you, because it's so easy to do, right? If you have that slight mistake and you drop back or you fight somebody for too long, then it can easily just put you in a really bad place, but... You know, here we go then with the formation lap. Yonti's going to be leading us around. It's going to be Beaker chasing him with Dennis rounding out that podium position. My 1, 2, 3. Beaker has a bad track record on this track. I have seen him DNF on this track so many times. I want to see him do well, trust me. But I just can't put him in the top 3 for that alone. So I am going to go Yonti P1. I think that's pretty much a given. I'd like to see Dennis in there as well, but... I would say that if you looked at Bottle Masters as to which ones are those, I think it's the toss-up between Beaker and Dennis. They're kind of in that category quite nicely.
Okay, I think chuckle a bit.
I think Dan will get P2. Honestly, I think he's going to really have a solid race. It's just, I think the gap between Yonti and Dan is going to be quite drastic because in order for Dan to get past these guys ahead of him, he's going to need to watch out for everything that's happening on track and he's going to lose the train as a result. And that allows Yonti to just run away. P3 is the area where I'm unsure. Like, it's kind of either between Beaker and Bottas Gang, in my opinion, unless Dennis can keep himself out of trouble.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see in the race in like 30 to 40 minutes. Really curious.
Right, okay, so we are almost around the first half of this circuit. We got the remainder of it coming up in just a second. Now this third sector is probably the most crucial area of the circuit because when it comes to that final lap, you're going to see some last-ditch attempts to pass. And if you try the inside through Blanchimont, you run the risk of touching that curb on the inside. And if you clip it just a little bit too severely, your car's gone. There is absolutely no way you're going to avoid spinning that car, throwing yourself into the wall. Yeah, you've got runoff on the right-hand side, but you have no runoff on the left. And you do not want to hit that wall because it will end your entire race just there alone.
Yep. You certainly do not want to touch the curb there. You want to be at the outside because of the next braking zone is also to the right, so you can maybe get the position there. Or actually don't overtake there because there's a DRS spot and overtake at the camel. Yeah, that's probably a smart idea. So let's see what the drivers are doing. Will do, actually.
It is going to be a tough race, that's for sure. I think everybody's going to be feeling the pressure as they come into it now. Beaker is definitely going to be feeling it, but has Yonti got the minerals needed in order to get the great start that he has to have to protect himself through turn 1? But then he needs the drive of a lifetime out of turn 1 to make sure that he's not going to get Slipstream and ERS overtaked in the Kemmel Straight. But the lights are on now then in the Delta Racing Champion competition. And we are very delayed, but we are gone. Yonti's gone, and immediately Beaker's there alongside of him. I think Beaker might have actually got a better start, but Yonti's got the position, and he will hold it nice and tight. So far, so good. No carnage around the back. Everybody's kept it pretty tidy. Nobody's lost it on the exit, although there was a bit of contact there between Busted and Wicked Pony, but it's this area of the track where we need to watch out. As we come up through Eau Rouge Radion, no one's gone up there side by side. Everybody's kept it relatively clean, except for Busted, who's gone seriously off there, but he's brought it back on track just nicely. Oh, that was a scary moment for him.
Nice save, well done.
And there is a little bit of passing to and fro in left, right, and centre between Sander and Dan, who are side by side. It's going to be Dan trying to hold on to his position for P5. And here comes the inside of Dane. That might be a move and a half here if he can get this position locked in, but I think he's going to have to back out. Oh, there's Sander just running a little bit wide, but he's going to have priority on the left-hander, and that's going to mean Dane will stay P7. Sander will lock in P6. Oh, man, what a good first half of this lap.
It's pretty fun to see, good to see. Dennis almost overtook Pika into turn 1, but unfortunately he didn't. But let's see. Oh,
Sander and Just Ice are going side by side. They went all the way through Puon side by side, and somehow they're still doing it. Sander's locked in on the outside. He almost gets nudged off into the gravel, but he's got the priority now through. But he hasn't got the toe that he needs. And Just Ice, they are still keeping this side by side. Only now is that finally broken. But I think Just Ice said, well, that's actually benefited me massively, because look at the toe. I can easily sit in Sander's slipstream and work away around the outside. He knows the inside's not the answer, and Sander's about to find out the hard way, or is he? Comes back over, still clean and tidy, lags behind a little bit. That was a little bit scary for me, and he's still going. Sander falls to P10, and Nick Sander getting involved in the battle ahead.
I thought I missed Sander all of a sudden, but he lagged back, and unfortunate for him.
Yeah. It's just a shame that the whatever it was that caused it, either network or game related, forced him to fall back down the order. There is a little bit of a scrap and a half down the field. I think Dower had a big mistake. Lost a fair few places there, it looks like. Yep, 5 places lost. In terms of biggest winners, Busted is the currently biggest winner with 4 places gained.
Yep, really impressive. Also a 3-second time penalty for him, which is not what you want.
No, definitely not. Not this early on as well. You absolutely don't want to get it all, but if you're going to get it, you don't want to get it this early on, as LDV and Sander are going side by side. Sander's used to this. He's already had it before. Busted's got a damaged left wing. He's got no end plate on the left-hand side. So any right-hand turn, like this one, for example, is going to be very difficult to manage. Runs into the back of LDV, actually. Almost caused the rotation there, but still. Oh, actually, LDV's also got a damaged wing as well. Right end plate missing. So everybody's feeling the pain. It looks like LDV is going to be the one who suffers the most, because you're going to need that end plate right here.
Yep. It's going to get... Oh, no. I thought he would go wide, but Busted did. Lost... Oh! Is he going to... Yeah, he lost the place out of it, unluckily.
Yeah, Wicked Pony read that situation perfectly, managed to gain a position out of it, and now up to P12, and he's going to be looking to get LDV as well, if possible. The gap now is starting to spread between the mid-pack, the front mid-pack, and the back mid-pack. You can see there's actually... Oh! Big smash from Busted! Wow, that was a really hard hit into the wall. He tried to get so much momentum out of it, and we have a safety car. Yeah, that was such a hard hit. F's in the chat. Wow.
A good point to go to the pits now, because the mediums will last to the...
Now, Dennis, Botasgang, Dan, Dane, Just Ice, and Niksana, and now Lena, everyone's chucking themselves into the pits. Interesting, the top 2 decided against that.
Yep,
they're probably more worried about when they get to the end how bad those medium tires are going to look. But I think Beaker is copying Yonti. I think he's just said, I'm doing the same thing Yonti's doing no matter what happens. Just purely because I know that I can beat the rest of the guys, maybe marginally, but you know, I think Beaker's maybe being a little bit overconfident here.
I think it will bite them in their own, yeah, how do I say that? Yeah, exactly. But we'll see. I think personally that the mediums would be the right choice to go.
I think Yeah, realistically, mediums are probably going to be the only tyre you'd want to go on here, but hards are probably the more logical solution just because it guarantees you get into the end of this race, but it also guarantees you're going to be a lot slower. And I think a lot slower is more than people actually anticipate when they chuck these hard tyres on. Now, Dane and Just Ice are going to be our main indicators here. They are mid-pack on these hard tyres. Yeah, we've got Wicked Pony and Yappy doing the same thing, but they're already struggling to sort of demonstrate raw pace in comparison to the other drivers on the circuit. There are some mediums right next to them, like Dan, for example. Dan and Dane have been battling quite hard. I think Dan is going to show how different these mediums are initially. And again, when we see in about, I don't know, maybe 12 laps time, we're going to see how much the difference of tyres are when it comes to mediums and hards. I think the hards will start to match it, but I don't know if the mediums can make it that far. I think they might be pretty poor towards the end of this race.
Knowing from personal experience from last season driving here, me driving against Jorn and having also a safety car at the start of the race, when I went to hards and Jorn went to mediums, he was pretty quick and actually won it on the tires there. So I personally would have gone to the mediums and would have stuck by that, but we'll see at the end of the race.
So it's Yonti who is leading this train here behind the safety car and will, pretty importantly, actually dictate the restart here. How this goes down is entirely down to him. Now, this can actually catch out a few drivers behind if they try to get too close to the back of the driver ahead and just suddenly Yonti decides, actually, I'm going to back this right up. That can cause major issues. You might see some wing damages. Hopefully, we don't see any of that. We want to see some clean, hard racing. We are going to see at least another lap of the safety car. I think this will probably be the final lap of the safety car. We'll see as we get to the start of Sector 3.
I hope so. Most safety cars on this game just last 2 laps, so probably gonna be in this lap. As some people pit now, for which are Nixana, Lucas, and Yappy. Let's see what tires they pick.
Well, Lucas is having a front wing change as well, which is not good. I think Nixana's in the same boat. Yes, that's true. Yappy is coming in and also getting a front wing replacement. So clearly doesn't feel right. The hards had to come off. Yappy's gone, well, he said softs for a second, but he has in fact actually gone for the mediums. And we've seen Just Ice getting a 5-second penalty. That will probably be removed because ultimately you're under a safety car. You can't gain anything anyway.
No, I agree. But yeah. We don't know how the stewards are feeling today, or actually tomorrow, so we'll see about that.
Yeah, it's whether or not they've had their nice coffee this morning or their worst coffee this morning, because if it is,
exactly.
If it's the last one, then you can guarantee that 5 second is staying, you know? No, I'm obviously just kidding, but I'm still shocked that Yonti and Beaker have decided to stay on these softs. I think maybe this is the worst call. We may see Dennis get a win here.
Yeah, I hope so for him, if he doesn't bottle it again. But
see, he'll appreciate my me calling him the bottle master earlier, just because every time I call him out for poor driving, he immediately then goes and smashes it and gets like a really solid finish. So whether it be like a top 3 or a race win or whatever, he really starts to smash it. I'm hoping he can replicate that again. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's a long way to go before we get to the end. We've still got another 18 laps to go. Oh, it's a tough one.
Yeah, Dennis actually deserves to win this one, in my opinion, just as Jonty does. But yeah, only time will tell, I guess.
I'm going to ask you again for the final time whilst we have the safety car. Whilst it has just been announced it's coming in this lap, I'm going to give you one last chance to change your top 3. Are you changing your top 3 or are you sticking with what you got?
I think either Dennis Bottas, Gang, or Dan will win, and then Jonty Bika will get P2, and I think Jonty will get P2.
I need you to give me a firm P1 then.
Oh,
you gave me a couple of names, just a firm one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say Dennis P1, and then Jonty P2.
Now, I'm not going to say Dennis, as much as I would love to see him get the race win. I'm actually going to stick with what I had. I still think Yonti's going to get this. I don't think Beaker or Dennis are going to make it into there. I think Dan's going to get P2. And I'm going to go with probably Bottas Gang P3. But it looks like Yonti's actually decided he's going to go now. He's already given it the full beans as we come up to the bus stop chicane. And look at the gap that he started to pull away. It was quite large for a second, but I think he's just gone a little bit too early. He could have probably gone about halfway through that corner. Sander and Lennart are alongside of each other now. There's already been a mistake from Dane. He's lost the rear, and that caused him to lose positions as well. Down into P9. As Sander's going to have the inside in towards turn 1, but the Racing Point duo are going to be side by side. Alongside of each other, in the turn 1. Sanders in trouble. I just saw the back end step out quite drastically. Dane is going to be looking to send that one all the way down the Kemmel Straight. A little bit of change of positions as well downfield. Nick Sander up to P12 now. Sander, what are you going to do here? How are you going to defend this? Are you just going to mode 4 this all the way? Yes, you are. I think that's the only way you can protect yourself here, because look at the toe. Dane is still here. Is he going to send it? He's got to send it.
Yeah, he's definitely going to send it.
Oh!
There he is.
A bit deep, a little bit of contact with Sander, and that's lost his rear. The tyres are just not ready for this yet, and Lennart's got a penalty, 3 seconds. That's going to be a warning for Dane as well, for the way that he took that corner was just a little bit too extra. Dower coming up towards the back of Nixana, and Nixana smells blood on Dane. Can he pass him? I'm watching the little battle that's going on as well for P6, and you got Lennart, who, yes, he just had a penalty, but look how close he is to the back of Just Ice. And I told you earlier, the difference between the tyres and mediums and hards is showing, and here comes Lennart round the outside. He made that one look simple. He made it look easy, and up to P6 goes Lennart.
Well done, well done. That's a pretty good move.
It was just so surgical. He made it look so simple.
Yeah. It's a little bit helps with the tire advantage there, but still a pretty good move. As I think my game crashed. Yep.
Ah, that's a sad. Okay, well, hurry it back if you can. But Sander and Just Ice were going side by side for a second. As Sander's going to fall behind Just Ice. He's trying to go. Actually, he's trying to go around the outside of Lennart. This surely cannot work. Through the inside in towards the final corner. Lennart's got a better run. Sander's coming as well. I think. Yep. Out-dragged race there by the McLaren, and Just Ice, while the ambition was absolutely there, the execution was just not, and that was what put him down now to P8. And again, taking the outside line, fighting too much is only going to cause you more time. And it's, they're going wheel to wheel. They're going to go Eau Rouge and Radion side by side. This is just impossible to do, and we're going to find out how impossible it is as Just Ice just about keeps it on, but Sander gives him the space he needs. Wicked Pony slides on down into P8, and Sander's dropping plenty of places now. Dane up in a P9. Sander will fall to the final points position, but Nixana is here and ready to send it. And you're on your way back.
Yep.
I like to hear that. That's good news. Bottas Gang on the back of Dennis. The top 4 stayed pretty close together. Dan is starting to fall away just a touch. He has a 1.4 second gap between 4th and 5th. But then you've got a bit of a further gap as Lennart's losing the rear. He's going to cook these tyres alive if he carries on going like that. As Sander and Nixana are going side by side now into Pouant. This is going to be very difficult to maintain that side by side power. But Nixana's trying it, and so is Sander. They connected for a second. But Nixana's the one who comes out on top, albeit for now, because the gap is starting to extend. Sander is so much closer to Nixana than Nixana is to Dane, and I think that toe may make a massive difference as we come through towards the final sector.
Oh, I thought just for a second that Sander had a damage problem, but he hasn't, which is lucky for him. But things aren't going his way as of now with his lag and the fighting going on, so...
Oh! Sander's really trying. He's so committed. He's going to break later. He's going to have to. Nick Sander's trying to do the same thing, and he goes into the back of Dane into the back of his teammate Wicked Pony, and now they're ghosted together. They're trying to go side by side, and immediately into the pits goes Dane with that damaged front wing. That's definitely going to be mediums on his car, but so much time lost. He's praying for a safety car.
That was a weird moment there. I have no idea what happened.
So, real quick, Dane was trying to maintain the pace alongside Nixana, and he locked up, went into the back of his teammate, Wicked Pony, and just rotated Wicked Pony, damaged his front wing. Nixana went down the inside in the bus stop chicane and magically got P8 as Yappy will pass Dower. Sander will repass Nixana. Nixana's going to stay back there again, and your game has crashed yet again. And Lennart is looking for Just Ice. Have you got an invite to get back in?
Yeah, I have little problems with my sound. I can't really hear you that good.
Oh, okay. I'll let you fix that. Meanwhile, Dennis is coming back to Beacon out. Still keeping the gap nice and short. And I think maybe I've sold Dennis short here. Maybe Dennis is actually going to shut me up again. I quite like being shut up when it comes to these sorts of scenarios. It just kind of dictates how good this can be. I don't know what's happened to Just Ice's pace, but he's just suddenly lost a lot of time to Lennart. I think he's got damage. He must have. He must have damage. It's the only way he could be losing this amount of pace. Even if he is on the hards, it's surely not this bad. But Just Ice and Sander. Sander's got the toe. Just Ice is just trying to maintain everything together. I'm going to look at that front wing. No, that wing looks completely okay. How has he lost so much time? Sander coming. Onto the back of the Alfa Romeo. He's going to have to send it again. Or is he just going to bide his time and be patient? Going around the outside initially, but I don't think he's going to try and go through for the overtake just yet. This is logical to sit behind. Just Ice outside of DRS on Lennart, so no worries there. This is an easy pass for Sander. And I think ultimately you're playing the safe card here. This is the right option, but you have to watch out for Niksana, who's got a much better run through turn 1. And now your whole race just went very differently. Niksana again ahead will actually have DRS on the car ahead, but Sander's in such a better position. He's got the better grip, he's got the better toe, he's already got the mode in, ERS mode into mode 4. DRS wing wide open, he's very much weaving around a little bit. Not that that's a bad thing, but he's not staying in the toe of Niksana, and you can see Niksana's just pulling away like it's nothing. That could have been a change of position for Sander, but opted against it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's running that low wing, or he wasn't using his ERS. I'm not sure, but it wasn't pulling away from him on the straight. He just wasn't. I have no idea why.
It's a bit concerning, to say the least. He'd have thought that he'd been able to just absolutely go for it and get right past alongside Niksana. Whether that's a confidence issue, whether that's just a raw pace issue, it's a whole different story. As Dower has retired, that's through Eau Rouge Radion. Yellow flag sector 1 as it stands. We're not yet seeing another safety car, but that still could be on the table, and that could save Jonty and Bika's race. Virtual. We have a virtual.
Yep. Ooh.
Are they going to come in? It's a bit tight. I don't know whether they will or not. If the virtual stays out by the time they get to the pits, they are absolutely coming in. You can guarantee it.
Yep, exactly. It will be the best plan or the best strategy now to come in, because yeah, slap 8. I think they either way would have gone in, so it's pretty good timing, the virtual safety car. So let's see how this will benefit them.
And now, as a result of that, that now allows Dennis to take race lead. And as the safety car has gone away now, this means that they can run away. Yes, it saved Bika and Jonty a little bit of time, not a great deal, but their race is still pretty hard to do.
Yep.
Oh no, Bottas gang! Oh, he's lost it going through Rouge Radion, and he's still alive. No. But that is a very non-existent front wing. Left side and right side damaged. Left side more so than the other. But Bottasgang is lucky to be alive. That was such a huge rotation.
Yep, that's a big F. That's actually a big F for him. Yep. Well done. Now inherits P2, so it's good for him, I guess.
Yep, and it's kind of falling into place. That's how I said it before, you know. I said Dan was going to be in a P2 position. He's currently holding that right now. The only thing I need now in order for this to be back to normal again is to see how Jonty and Bika do, as Jonty is currently going through his P9 right now. He's just making his way through on Lucas, like you said. Around the outside, Lucas gets a little bit rotated, but what a catch from Lucas to be able to catch that. He was literally 90 degrees to the left, and he just flicks it the other way and catches it. Bottas gang is losing places down to P7. Yappy's coming. Here comes Jonty as well, just behind, you can see. And Lucas LDV is coming for that position. Bika a little bit too far back to really do anything great here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him, but he'll benefit from the better tires the upcoming lap, so he'll definitely get past.
Bottas gang will be so upset with that. You know, he knows that was all him. That wasn't anything else. It was not like a game issue. It wasn't like another driver forced him into that situation. He just made a mistake going through Eau Rouge Radion. And again, he's lucky to be alive. Like, that was a very heavy smash. You know, almost as bad as Busted's, although Busted got annihilated after turn 1. After lap 1. Just blew up on the wall as we lead up through Sector 3. Lucas under attack from Bika here. Those hard tyres are going to be so much slower. These brand spanking new mediums, which are now up to temperature. Lucas not having DRS means it's going to be a problem for him. We're not going to watch that battle because it's getting very spicy further up the field. You can see Yappy on the back of Sander, who doesn't have the toe that he needs, whereas Yappy does. Sander's moved over to the inside, trying to shake the slipstream a little bit. Coming back over again, you could argue that's a bit too many moves, but here comes Yappy, almost into the back of Sander. That could have been a very bad crash, as Yonti's here as well, trying to get around the outside of Yappy, gets closed on, and now he's still here, still trying to gain that position, but nowhere to go, and not really an overtaking opportunity. Almost again into the back of Yappy, who locks up. Yeah,
Sander moved quite a few times there. Let's see if that gets appealed, but yeah, just race on now. So Yappy almost out of the second. Oh, he's now out of the second. Is it? Yeah, he has all of his front wings still, so I think he lost it, or his tires are dead already.
I think it's more that he's just struggling on the car setup he's got. It doesn't look like it's working. I thought, oh, that was so close. I thought Yonti was just going to ride right into the back of Yappy. But again, look at the situation. The DRS is still available. Obviously, it doesn't have any effect on this area here, as Yonti's now on the back of him. Look at the pace difference. It's quite drastic, and Yonti's through already. That is a P7 for him. It's allowed Beaker to close in a little bit and get that DRS as well for when we get to the home straight and the Camel straight, as Just Ice is on the back of Nixana. P5 for him. These hards will go to the end, but now all these drivers that are right behind him and within DRS, Just Ice needs to somehow stay in this train and keep the DRS alive.
If he keeps himself in the train, he'll be golden. At the end of the race, he'll be a lot quicker than the guys around him on the mediums. So if he can keep himself in the DRS, he'll be a rocket ship in the end of the race, in like 7 laps time or so.
Right, watch Lennart now. He's under fire. Nixana's coming for him, and Lennart goes defensive. Nixana's going to have to take the outside. Just Ice is here as well. They're actually going to send it down the inside. No, he's not. That was very much an invitation that was there, but it immediately got snatched back as Yonti and Sander are going for a battle. Yonti's through. Sander loses a position. Almost loses 2 as Yappy's here as well. Probably going to send it around the outside as Sander's got that covered. Right off on the inside. And yes, Yappy's going to have the... No, he's not. I thought he was going to have the position because he could hold it round there, but he's not going to be able to get it. And Sander will stay P7 now. Yappy's about to lose to Beaker, I think. Lennart working his way back towards Nixana with Just Ice in tow as well. Yonti again still charging. I appear to have lost Maester again. Oh, that was almost a mistake for Just Ice. Yellow flag sector 2. That's Dane. That's actually in the corner just before the corner with no name, so that's bad. That's really not gone well for him. I won't be able to see exactly what caused it, but here comes Lennart on Nixana. We've seen them fighting before. We're going to see them fighting again as they come towards Blanchimont. Are they going to be able to keep it tidy? This is going to be tough to do. A little bit of wheel banging, but I think they've done it. And Just Ice is here as well. How is he involved in this? He had to back out as a result. He's going for the inside line on Nixana. He's going to force Nixana out wide onto the curb. And Nixana will cut that corner. Sure, they're going to get a penalty for that, or at least a warning. As Yonti's here as well. Still pushing, still trying to get past Just Ice. Oh, after all that, Lennart is the only one who gains, although Yonti's going for the inside on Just Ice, and he's got it. And so is Sander. This could work out for Sander if he can maintain the tow. Yonti is loving life here on the back of these boys.
Yeah, this game is a 10 out of 10.
Has it crashed again for you?
Yeah.
Well, hold that thought, because it's about to get even spicy. Here comes Just Ice passing Yonti. Who would have thought you'd be saying that anytime soon, but he's got the DRS. He's going around him. Nixana's also made the pass for Lennart on P3. Lennart's trying to stick alongside of him. I think Yonti's doing the same. Yes, he is, alongside Just Ice, but he's lost out 2 places. He's fallen to P7, and this is like a bit of a lucky shot here for now, Beaker. He's 8/10ths behind. And this battle, this train that's going on is causing so much drama for what was race leader. You know, Yonti was in P1 for such a long time. That safety car decision to not go in for the mediums is what's caused him a lot of drama. He's staying P7. He cannot gain anything out of this. Beaker in a similar boat. He's actually gaining on Yonti, but overall, there's still a lot of places down. It's Nixana's 12.5 seconds behind Dan, who's P2. Dan is obviously P2, 3.8 behind Dennis. You know, Dennis is really looking good here. That gap, you know, you could get a few penalties and still feel comfortable up there at the top. You know, you're looking at a minimum of a P2. You just got to make sure you don't DNF here, right? Dennis has that problem of DNFing. Can he keep himself away from the title of Bottlemaster?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it for him. because he is looking pretty cool at the top right now.
Oh, they're going 3 wide, are they? No, it's actually Just Ice going to go around the outside of Nick Sander. He's going to get it. Just Ice with the beautiful move through the whole bus stop chicane, gets into P3. But again, the problem is now you've made a mistake. They're going 3 wide again through turn 1. Nick Sander's trying to get around the outside. He's going to go for the cutback of Dreams. And this is going to allow Lennart to get the inside line. He's going to get it. But now they're going to have to go 2 wide or not. I think Lennart decided I'm going to back out a little bit and just sit tight. I don't want to go 2 wide up Eau Rouge Radion because you can guarantee Nick Sander is the kind of person who would absolutely hold it. But Lennart's got the run. He's got the DRS as well. And Just Ice is not going to lose just 1. He's going to lose 2. And maybe if Sander could do anything about it, might even lose 3. They're going 3 wide. How are they doing this without touching it? Oh, never mind. I jinxed it. Just Ice has been rotated, but I think he's caught it. Yes, he has. Holy, he's doing so well to keep fighting on these hards.
Yep, that was pretty intense right there, but will be the window around where the hards will be getting as quick, if not quicker, than the mediums. So there's just a lot of hope for Just Ice. And Jonty is just getting hell up here as he's actually fighting with Jeppe right now, and Pika is in front of him. I seem to miss that.
Yeah, same. I don't know how Beaker just slipped on by. He's managed to get himself up to P6. He's already lining up Sander. And yeah, you're right. Yappy and Jonty are fighting, but this is actually causing Jonty's race to be in bits. He needs to let him go or pass him. He can't, like, wait and dawdle about it because that gap is getting larger. And like I said, you get outside the DRS range on that train ahead of you, you're in trouble. Right now, he's outside of it. 1.3 seconds is the gap. And again, we're probably going to see more scrapping as Nick Sander's leading the train now for P3. Lennart is behind it, only 3/10 away. I don't think they're going to pass on the lead into the bus stop chicane. But again, we've seen them go side by side through turn 1. There's a little bit of a mistake there from Lennart, and that's allowed Sander through. May have got a little warning there for corner cutting on the inside, but I think it was mild, if anything. But they are still going to go for it. Lennart is in a really weird predicament. He wants to get the inside line, but he wants to get a better run. He's lost the rear. Nick Sander being the slide dog. No, Lennart ran into the back of Sander. That's rotate Sander, and he's come straight across Beaker, and Beaker will be livid about that.
No. What happens? The Lennart
ran deep.
Wide.
No, Lennart went deep,
Okay.
hit the back of Sander. Sander got rotated and just couldn't stop himself. He went into the front of Beaker, and that was it. As Nick Sander's passed Just Ice, and Lennart's going to try and do the same thing again round the outside here of the Alfa Romeo. They touch, and Lennart's rotated, but he's caught it. What a catch. The Haas boys are working together, and you would never have seen this action if I was driving, that's for sure, because I cannot replicate this. No way.
This is amazing, mate. I'm loving this.
They are really keeping it so clean for the most part. Yeah, we've seen a bit of an incident just there, but it was just a slight mistake that was made that caused that rotation. Even then, it was marginal, the mistake that was actually made, and it just tapped the back of Sander's car, and that sent Sander spearing off in the wrong direction and right across Beaker. And now Beaker 3.7 seconds behind Wicked Pony. That is for P9, and I think he's got wing damage as well. I think the left end plate is in bits, which is not good. And Beaker's losing to Sander. That wing is really costing him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. Hopefully I get at least a point today.
Oh, Just Ice is going for it. Beaker's retired. That's it. He's actually
car.
crashed in the same place, and safety car's out, yeah. So, here's the question. Does Just Ice chuck himself into the pits and get on some softs? Because, yeah, he is quite the way up the field at the minute in a P3. Yes, he is. He's going in. This is perfect. This is the right call. He has to do this. This is genius.
Yep.
Every hard runner has to get in right now.
Everyone is going to pit. As Dennis and Dan actually are going to as well, hopefully, because they have a big enough of a gap.
Oh, no. Look at the Haas. They're going to double stack. Jonty's race went from bad to worse, and yeah, it's a safety car. But he's going to be right at the back of this grid. This has now spelled a big problem for Dennis and Dan. They were so far up the field, the race win was pretty much decided. In fact, look where they are right now, right? They are so far around, and they can't afford to pit. Well, they could actually... You know what, actually? They could pit and still resume position. They could pit, go soft, and resume position, but the worry you've got is they have to maintain ridiculous pace. They've benefited from the fact that that everyone else has been fighting, so they've gained nothing but time. And they are not going to have that now. That gap that they've worked up is just going to be completely destroyed. This is going to be a disaster.
They have a free pit stop now, so that's what they gained.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they're going to get this. They're going to get the free pit stop, but now it's not as simple as just do laps. You know what I mean? Now it's do laps and keep your different distances.
Yeah, it's starting all over again with the gaps.
Sander getting a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Realistically, that will probably be removed depending on how many he actually has. Now, the problem we've also got is Nick Sander is actually leading this train for these guys ahead, but he's actually switched to mediums. He's 2 laps worn in on these mediums as well, so Nick Sander, while yeah, he is P3, this is the territory where we see Nick Sander go a little bit too aggressive. You know, we quite often see Nick Sander trying to chuck in some ridiculous lap times and fight everyone on the circuit, which is really fun to watch. But when you're a tire down like this, when you're already in on a more worn tires, he'll make these go to the end without a problem, that's guaranteed. But the soft runners are going to be that much faster. He's in trouble.
Yep, Nick Sander's in real trouble. He also has a 3-second time penalty just at the end of Kimmel straight this lap. So yeah, it's gonna be a real pain for him to keep this position, which I don't think he will.
No, definitely not. This is about to become a very difficult race for more people than you would probably expect. The race leader has now been picked up by the safety car, and what's happened to Nick Sander?
And Nick Sander's just gone into pits. I think he's as there's a Ferrari team. Oh no, the Ferrari team was ready for a car as well, but no one getting in.
So Nick Sander on fresh softs, definitely the right decision. I think ultimately, well, the safety car's coming in this lap for sure, but he's going to be able to catch up to this pack without a doubt. It's now a question of who's going to resume P3 onwards, because Lennart is going to be starting there, that's for sure. But again, it's about that toe management. It's about making sure that you don't fight too much, that you lose the gap to the guys ahead of you, which is so easy to do on a circuit like this, right? You've seen how long people were going side by side earlier and just kept it the whole way around for such a long time, and it cost them seconds, literal seconds. And in a race where we're talking thousandths of a second is a very long time.
Yep, as I've actually missed Bika retiring. Did you miss it as well, or?
Nah, you called it out. It was when he retired and he calls the safety car.
Oh, my memory's just.
It's all good. I'm here for you. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
hug you. I'll keep you comfortable. Okay.
Oh yes. I'm just 20, mate. I'm already dementia, mate.
It's all right. It's early signs of a busy brain. That's all. Nothing to worry about.
Oh, no.
But I'm worried for Jonty, honestly. I think the race went downhill from the second the first safety car came out and he decided not to come in. That was where everything went wrong for Jonty. And he's about to get caught up in a very aggressive, very scrappy midfield. I don't think Jonty's actually going to be able to gain a podium position here. That's how hard this is going to be. And my P1 prediction of him getting there has been blown away by that one decision, you know?
Yep, it's actually going to be a 5-lapper right now with tires. And I don't think, because of this is a real actual league race instead of an open lobby, that Jonty is not going to get... I don't think he's going to not getting a podium in exactly what you said.
Yeah. It's just too hard, you know? You got so many cars fighting, but Dennis is the one who gets to decide how this restarts, and immediately we're off. He's decided he's not waiting any longer, but he has only stayed for mode 3. He has gone to mode 4 finally, but this will allow Dan to catch up quite nicely and maintain that pace. Expect Dennis to lose the race lead here, because look how much closer Dan is to anyone else in the circuit, and I think he's just in a much more comfortable position overall. No DRS, remember, because we've had a full safety car. We're going to have to wait 2 laps before we see that bad boy come out. But Dennis is in big trouble now. Here comes Dan.
Oh, yes. It's looking really close. Is he going to go for the inside? Or is he going to stick it? Oh, he's in 0 ERS, so he's going to stay behind him. I wasn't expecting to do expect him to do that, but I think they want to pull away from Lennart first before fighting, which is probably the smartest thing to do right now.
I think it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture of two things. I think he was doing exactly what you said. I think he was watching that train behind him. You know, if he's been paying attention to everybody that's going on around him, then he'll know that this fight is just never ending between the midfield pack. But the other thing he's got to think about is he's running very close to the end of this race. He needs to manage Dennis's ERS for him now. Like, he has to just sit in his toe, use the DRS, maintain the pace, keep him pressured so that he turns his ERS up and then just gets a little bit too much. Like 91% for Dan, and Dennis is on 81. Now this is the bit where you're going to see them drop a lot of it on the track. If Dan decides mode 4 is the way to go, he could apply that pressure to Dennis, make him panic that he's going to lose a position, and Dennis will, just be in a... Well, he's got no answer. However, if Dennis can keep his cool, if he can maintain that ERS to be a good, decent amount before we get around to the second to last lap, he is going to be loving life right now. And here comes Just Ice onto the back of LDV. No pass just yet. Still no DRS, remember. We are on the home straight. We've still got another lap to go before we get to see it. And they're actually starting to spread out quite nicely. Yonti's losing time. He's actually about to lose a position. Here comes Wicked Pony down the inside in towards turn 1. Yonti's going to have a better exit. Wicked Pony, the ambition was there, but the pace was just not. And again, back onto the back of this grid. Yonti's outside of DRS of Just Ice. I don't know what's happened to Yonti, but something has shut down and he is in trouble.
Yeah, his front wing looks intact, so I have no idea what's going on for him. Oh my god, that looks close. As Son is going up the inside. Is he going to? No, he's just backing out. And Jonty is still in a position. Let's see if he can catch up to Just Ice now. He's actually outside. 1.6 seconds now.
Oh,
so,
they're going side by side. Wicked Pony and Bottas Gang. They're actually fighting hard, and somehow Wicked Pony, he was actually on the attack for Sander, ended up losing the battle, and then as he lost the battle, he starts another one with Bottas Gang unintentionally. And then Bottas Gang was ready to go for the pass. Bottas Gang flicked it into the pool and almost lost the car. But he's really, really trying to gain something here, and I don't think it's going to happen. Yonti's race is done. That's it, it's over.
Yep. As the top 2 is actually outside of the DRS of Leonard, so actually it helped.
Yeah.
Both of them trying to pull away from P3, and now probably they're going to fight. I think, at least, but we'll see about that.
Dan needs to deploy. He needs to deploy on the areas that don't have DRS, and then he needs to save in the areas that do have DRS just for now. We're looking at around about lap 20 is probably the area where you want to start making moves. As Just Ice and LDV again going for the fight. DRS has now been enabled, and we are going to see it on the Kemmel Straight. Whether or not Lucas can hold this, he's not going to have DRS actually. So this is Just Ice who will absolutely go for the pass, and he has every right to do so. Look at the gap. That is starting to separate quite drastically, and if Just Ice wants to have an opportunity at getting P4 onwards, he has to make this quick, and he cannot let off the ERS. He has to sit in mode 5 or at least mode 3 to help gain that position towards Yappy. And here we go, around the side of LDV, and that is a done dealio as Yappy's going for Lennart, and Lennart's lost out to P3 now. Yappy's gaining some really solid points here.
Yep, Just Ice took his opportunity golden because that was the time for him. Now he can push on to Leonard. Actually, he got lucky with Leonard and Yappy fighting, so he's already inside of the DRS for Leonard. Actually, he's already 2/10 out of him, so maybe he can pull a move, maybe sector 2 or sector 3.
Lucas made a mistake in the corner with no name, and that's caused him to have 2 places lost, and he's got damage on the right side. That's what's causing this, and look at this. Everybody's passing him, and he can't do anything about it. If he can stay with Nixana, he might still get a point, because Nixana's got penalties. But I don't know, he just looks so lost, and Nixana goes into the back of him. He doesn't have any damage, but this is getting very scary now for Nixana. He's done it, he's passed. Lucas is just going to fall behind. Bottas Gang is lining up an attack on Wicked Pony, and I don't think the Racing Point driver is going to have any answer to this. Here comes Bottas Gang.
Yeah,
down the inside. No.
Oh, ooh, touching.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Wicked Pony has it, maybe going for a late break move, side by side. No, Bottas Gang has it.
Oh, there's a scrap going on as well up ahead. That's actually Just Ice and Sander. I think Just Ice made a big mistake. He was lining up Yappy, and he's lost 2 places. He's going to have to somehow recover. He's got no end plate on the left-hand side, so that damage is going to be causing him a lot of problems going up Eau Rouge Radion. Expect him to run wide, and we might see him actually lose the car here. Let's see how much he lifts off. Well, he lifted off a little bit. He's actually kept that beautifully tidy, and he's already lining up Sander. I didn't even think he was going to be able to do that. I didn't think he was going to make the corner at all, and already he's actually making the pass on Sander. Well done, Just Ice.
Well done indeed. Yeah, Eau Rouge is, I think Eau Rouge Radion is still flat with a broken front wing, if it's not too broken. But as behind. The two Wicked Pony and Bottasgang are going side by side. Wicked Pony is the one who succeeded there, as the two Renaults are also fighting now.
Yeah, this is a very nice little three-way battle we got going on for P7 at the minute. And again, these points make a massive difference, as Just Ice is about to get passed by Sander, and this is a very risky area to do it. You're going to need a lot of mechanical grip to keep that car pinned. Luckily, Just Ice has wing damage, and that's allowed him to keep it. Nixana's ran seriously wide, and that's caused him to get another time penalty. Lucas did pit, so he is way off now, 22 seconds in fact, and with 2 laps to go. I don't think he's going to be able to get within 9 seconds of Nixana, or even Lennart.
No, I don't think so either, but he'll get the fastest lap probably, hopefully.
I didn't even notice Lennart had just dropped like a stone. He's fallen right down the order to P10. He was P3 at one point. You know, that's just how bad this restart's gone for him. But Jonty has actually done what I said he couldn't do and get back into a podium position. Yappy's lost the position, and that's Jonty now up there on the podium step. He has to push. Just Ice and Wicked Pony going side by side, and that's allowed Bottasgang to come down the inside as well, but not going to get the pace he needs. And that's Wicked Pony staying P7. Just Ice will have to figure out a solution for Kemmel Straight.
Or maybe let him through, get the DRS zone before. No, he's not doing that, but that would be a smart thing to do, but he didn't. But I think he'll concede here, probably, because of the DRS. If not, maybe the next lap.
Oh, watch Bottasgang. He's actually got some ridiculous pace coming up on the back of Wicked Pony. He's also got the toe from Just Ice. Wicked Pony's decided, I don't want the toe, actually. This is going to be risky, and they are going to have to go side by side. Just Ice has managed to defend himself for at least this lap. Bottasgang and Wicked Pony have a little bit of moment of touching, and now Nixana's coming on the inside. Oh, he's going for it. They almost go 3 wide, and Nixana will get past Wicked Pony as well. But Wicked Pony's coming back. That's a very ambitious overtake. It was a send and a half from Wicked Pony. It was a desperation move, and it backfired massively. He falls to P10 with that wing damage as well. Means he will not get any higher now than P10, even if you count Nixana's penalties, I think.
Nope. Don't think so, but maybe Wicked Pony can keep it into his penalty window, but we'll see about that. As we actually are about to go to the last lap, and maybe we'll see Dan going for an overtake on Dennis, hopefully.
Yeah. Remember what I said when we did the hot lap? We're going to see desperation moves on the final lap, almost guaranteed. Especially when you've got these close-knit battles like this. We're going to see Dan and Dennis going at it for the race win. We're going to see Yappy and Jonty going at it. We're going to see Bottasgang and Just Ice, and maybe even include Nixana into this, who is almost 8/10ths back now, but still, he shows pace when he needs to get it, especially in these areas of the track. Now, we're on the final lap. Here we go with Bottasgang on the back of Just Ice. We'll come to that in just a second. I'm just going to watch him through turn 1. He's going to have to take the outside line. It's Bottasgang. I think Just Ice was trying to get the DRS. He's not going to get it. But now we go to race leaders. Dennis, who is in race lead right now before we get to the DRS zone. I think Dan might be a bit too far back. He's also running dangerously low on ERS. They both are, for that matter. He's not going to get him on the Kemmel Straight. He's going to have to do everything on the run up through Blanchemont.
Yeah, he has to do everything now to keep within... Oh, what happened?
Yappy and Jonty going side by side, and they're actually still going for it. Yonty's got the inside, and they're still... Somehow Yappy gets the position, but Yonty's still got the inside line. He's going to maintain that position. I think if Yappy can't do anything about it, he cannot. Although, again, the corner with no name, there's contact! And that almost sends Yappy off in the wrong direction. Yonty has now gained P3 and running away, but Sander, who didn't think he had a chance of gaining another position, although he's almost lost it through Puon, is still firing up towards that Williams. The Williams now, who was fighting for a podium position, is suddenly fighting for P4 as Sander comes in. There's contact between them, and again Sander losing the rear, and I think Yappy may have just locked in, but I need to watch this fight for P1. I need to see if Dan can do anything now. I think Dennis maybe has run away with this a bit too comfortably. Dan has really dropped it all on this final lap. He paced himself so well, and it's just not gone well for him. Nixana's lost the car, and he's fallen down the order. I think he's going to lose out to even Lucas, unless he can get himself back into this. But Dennis, who has done nothing wrong this entire race, will come through the final corner and charge up to the line to take a solid 25 points with Dan in P2. Jonty, who had a very tough race, will take P3, and Sander and Yappy swap places. Yappy will gain it back in P4. Bottas Bottas Gang will gain P5 due to the penalties of Sander. Just Ice will take P7. Lennart will cross the line and take P8, as Wicked Pony might actually gain here because I think Lennart's got penalties. Yes, he does. Wicked Pony up to P8. Nixana will cross the line and take P10. And last but definitely not least, but it's a very sad end for him, Lucas, who will take P11.
Yep, very well done by Dennis with the strategy there. Also Dan, but very unlucky for Jonty and Bika, especially for Bika since he retired. But still a good job by them.
What an exciting Grand Prix that was. That was such a good battle non-stop. We had safety car after lap 1, which brought things close together and kind of screwed up the strategy for what was race leaders at the time. And then we saw collisions, we saw DNFs, we saw murders, and we saw suicides. We saw everything in this Grand Prix. But it was, in fact, Dennis who will hoist that trophy high after a very well-earned 25 points. I didn't catch who got the fastest lap, but we shall see that hopefully in just a second. As it is Dennis who takes the top step. I'm just looking at the times. I think Dan might have got it, 1:45. Nope. Bottas Gang, 1:45.688. Yeah, he's got it. All right, so it's Bottas Gang who gets that extra point, but Dennis is the one who takes the biggest prize here. P1, with Dan there on the second step, Jonty on the third step, and Yappy getting P4. Bottas Gang finishes in 5th, Sander in 6th, Just Ice in 7th, Wicked Pony in 8th, Lennart 9th, Nixana getting the final point, and the only other driver to finish was Lucas, but he also gets the Best of the Rest award, as our DNFers were Beaker, Dane, Dower, and Busted. It does leave me, however, with one final question for you, Meester.
Yep,
who is your driver of the day?
I already felt that one coming. I think it's gonna be Dennis for sure. Yep.
Yep, agreed.
Dennis,
he deserved it. He absolutely nailed it. He did nothing wrong. He takes a very solid victory with 0 penalties to his name as well. Starting P3. Yeah, absolutely Dennis.
Yep, very well done by him.
And that's it for the Delta Racing competition here in Belgium. We're back next week. I don't know the track that's coming back next week because I actually just filled in at the last second, but we're happy overall, and I cannot wait to see next week's race. It's going to be so good.